Majority of you have been designed to fail. What do you mean I'm programmed to fail? Well, your mindset dictates your action, and your action determines the quality of results you get. Think about it like a car. Say you're driving a car, and due to the level of your incompetence, you hit a ditch. Once you hit that ditch, regardless of what car I give you, it could be a Ferrari, a Ford Mustang, a Chevrolet, you will still ultimately reproduce that same result, because the problem is not the car. The problem is your mindset. That is the driver. That driver is your mindset. Correct the giver of the instruction. Majority of you are out here trying to change the car, pointing fingers outside, blaming other people. Oh, it's my boss, or it's this person. It's never you, which is what we are going to talk about today. Your life is akin to a mirror. To change something in the mirror, you change it here and the mirror corrects itself. Majority of you are trying to reach into the mirror to change your physical reality. Now, this is not Scientology or the law of manifestation. I'm giving you logical examples to show you that you are the creator of your own reality. So if you are dissatisfied, or if you carry the spirit of dissatisfaction, you always find reasons to be dissatisfied. That's the whole that's the whole point of dissatisfaction. So you see now that your approach to growth has largely been wrong. You're trying to change things by reaching into the mirror instead of changing it here, and your physical reality would reflect it. I believe this is a collection of very intelligent people, and majority of you are familiar with the principle of aviation, the law of cybernetics. The law of cybernetics states that, say, it's a self-correction system to bring the plane back to its trajectory. Say the plane is going straight and it deviates from its initial trajectory. So there's a point it cannot deviate beyond. The principle of cybernetics would kick in, and it will insist till it brings it back to its trajectory. This is the reality for most of you guys. There's a certain level of results that your mindset cannot host, and if you get that result, it begins to compel behaviors around your life. It is depleted back to a level where your mindset says, now you're proper. It's the same thing with individuals who win lottery. We all know it's a very logical thing to say, and you all would agree with me, that anybody who wins the lottery, it's only a matter of time before he gets back to where he started. Now, we cannot explain this reality or this phenomenon, but it's something we inherently know deep down in our bones, that it's only a matter of time before this person loses it all and goes back to square one. This is the same law that I'm trying to explain. Your mindset kicks in, you start compelling behavior, and brings you back to the initial point. Imagine a poor man. You give an Uber driver or taxi driver $1 million, and immediately he's rejoicing and dancing. His mindset kicks in. Said, this is a mistake. What's the first thing he does with that $1 million? He gets a house, enrolls all his children into the best private school, not necessarily because he's concerned about their education, so he can brag to his friends that my children attends the best school in the community. He takes his friend out, he goes bowling. At best, he invests in his wife, say a kiosk or something like that. So $1 million investment gets funneled into a kiosk at best. The portion of that. It's only a matter of time before the tuition fee, the money runs out. His children are coming to him for tuition fee. His friends don't want to hang out anymore and are not calling him Alexander the Great because they can't afford to buy them meals. His wife is calling him because he ate every single thing in the kiosk. So he's in the middle of an implosion. You see him 3 months later and you ask him, why are you here? I thought you were the one rejoicing with the $1 million check. He said it's demons. I'm cursed. Oh, someone happened. It's their fault. He's trying to blame external things as opposed to himself. So when you understand this fundamental law, you begin to see why things happen. you begin to see the reason why things happen. Things don't just happen because they happen or they are natural occurrences. You create things, you make things happen, literally. So, in my own life, I will discover that anytime I set a goal and I hit a particular milestone, say something I've been putting off to do, and I do it finally, I feel excited, this sense of dopamine. Instead of me to build up on that momentum, guess what I do? I stop my goal completely. I go out, I do something that's unnecessary, major on the minor, minor on the major, try to waste time. So this was the paradigm controlling my behaviors. So at the end of the day, I end up not achieving my goal. I end up not finishing that to-do list. So you see that this paradigm, that's it. That this is the illogical explanation for your not achieving your goal and oscillating between square two, square one, square two, square one. It's this mindset that controls your behavior. So anytime you achieve something, so the how I got out from that scenario is the moment I achieve something big, instead of me to celebrate on that win, I'm not saying you should not celebrate on your win, but instead of me to celebrate, I sit down there until I'm done with every single thing on that task list, which leads to the second thing, which is building your willpower. Building your willpower is necessary. You have to sustain the consciousness to err in the opposite direction, even in the face of this strong paradigm. This paradigm is like an addiction. Like it's so strong. I'm not trying to magnify it beyond proportion. This is where your willpower comes in. But it feels very difficult to err in the opposite direction. Let's take the example of the achievement of goals I gave earlier. The moment you check that first task on your to-do list, you feel a sudden sense of excitement. You no longer want to deliver on the rest of the task list. You're excited, you want to do something else that's completely unrelated to your goals. You go do that, before you know it, time's gone. Now you have a legal, what's the word? A legal reason to procrastinate without feeling guilty. Oh, the day is run out. I'm not God. I'm not the controller of the day. I'll do it tomorrow. So that you build a legal atmosphere to procrastinate without feeling guilty. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the second thing is willpower. In order to cure yourself from this wrong paradigm, you have to sustain the willpower to in the opposite direction. Even in the face of debilitating paradigm, you have to sustain the will to do that which you desire. So I hope this was very informational and helpful. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one.